My presentation is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the first slide, yesterday's first slide, just I will take out those slides. Just I will skip some of the questions, whatever questions I have given over here. I will skip some of the questions because I have to discuss opportunities in chemical sciences. That's why I'm skipping some of the questions. Yeah. Yesterday we have seen this last question, the appropriate reagent for the following transformation. Just we have seen complete reduction of ketone to hydrocarbon by keeping this hydroxyl group intact. And this Clemmensen reduction condition, dehydration may take place. This hydrogen nickel reduction of ketone group to alcohol, sodium borohydride also reduces ketone to alcohol, but only this Wilkinson reduction, Wolff-Kishner reduction reduces ketone to hydrocarbon by keeping this hydroxyl group intact. Okay. Then see, this is a very much difficult question. If you have this question in university examination, what elide is needed to make 3-heptene from 3-pentanone in a Wittig reaction? See, to solve such type of question, you need to know about the Wittig reaction. What kind of phosphorus elide is used for making this particular product, this particular alkene from 3-pentanone? And first of all, you need to draw the structure of 3-pentanone as well as the structure of 3-ethyl 3-heptene. Then only you can able to solve such type of questions. Otherwise you will not be able to solve such type of questions. Now see over here. There are some options, and accordingly we can choose that particular option. Ethyl group is there, then accordingly you have to find out which type of answer will be there. Once you draw the structure of starting material as well as the product, and accordingly you can find out the proper option, proper elide. Okay, just I'm skipping that problem. Now see over here, this is somewhat typical question asked in GATE examination 5 to 6 years before. Even though our students are studying this particular reaction, but some terminologies are different. What product do you expect in the following reaction? The starting material is given cyclohexanone plus pyrrolidine plus tosylic acid. We have a practice of solving such type of problems after providing the structures for each and everything. If cyclohexanone, structure of cyclohexanone is given, structure of pyrrolidine as well as the structure of tosylic acid. See, this terminology tosylic acid, I think student community, they may have seen first time tosylic acid. This tosylic acid is nothing but para-toluene sulfonic acid, just somewhat a different nomenclature system over here. Tosylic acid, para-toluene sulfonic acid or 4-methyl benzene sulfonic acid. The same thing, cyclohexanone, pyrrolidine. See, this is a Stark-enamine reaction, and how to generate enamine you may have studied in the BSc third year or in MSc second semester or in the third semester. Stark-enamine reaction, how to generate enamine from cyclohexanone as well as secondary cyclic amines, this pyrrolidine. If you know the structure of pyrrolidine, then you can have an answer of this particular question. And this question was asked for 2 marks, and if you have 2 minutes in your hand, how to solve that particular question, just I will show you. If you know the structure of pyrrolidine, if it is a pyrrolidine is a 6-membered cyclic amine, secondary cyclic amine, then we can remove these 2 options straight away. Sorry, pyrrolidine is a 5-membered cyclic amine, piperidine is a 6-membered cyclic amine. Now we can remove this C and D option quickly. And we know very well reaction of cyclohexanone with pyrrolidine in presence of acid catalyst, you will have an alcohol, tertiary alcohol, and then elimination type of reaction takes place. Dehydration type of reaction takes place and formation of enamine. And see over here, the double bond within the pyrrolidine ring, it is not possible at all. It is not possible at all to form such type of intermediate. That's why this A option is a wrong option. C and D options, they are totally wrong because in the question pyrrolidine is given, not piperidine. That's why these 2 are 6-membered. That's why we are removing this C and D. Now remaining one is B. That is a correct answer. Now, okay, I will skip this IUPAC. See, This is the question again asked in the GATE examination some year before, 3 to 4 years before. Which of the following aldehyde is required to make the compound? See the question, read the question carefully as well as see the structure of aldehyde. See, this is the alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde, and those who have studied retrosynthetic analysis, they can analyze this particular aldehyde in proper way. But those who have not studied this retrosynthetic analysis concept, then how it can be solved? If this question is asked in university examination, then you have to think a lot and you have to give proper answer, then only you will get 100% mark. But in competitive examination, answer is given there. Now we will see one by one. Will come from this one, D option. What is D option? 2-phenyl butanol, means pH, CH2, 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 CHO. And if this 2-phenyl butanol is there, 2-phenyl butanol means at 2 position butanol is there, means CH3, CH2, CH, pH, CHO. That is not useful to make this particular aldehyde. Other way, benzaldehyde, simple benzaldehyde never reacts to any molecules to form this type of product. Then B option, 2-phenyl propanol. 2-phenyl propanol at 2 position phenyl group is there, means CH3, CH, pH, CHO. CH3, CH, pH, CHO. That is also not suitable starting material to make this particular compound. However, A option, C, think about A option, phenyl ethanol. Phenyl ethanol means pH, CH2, CHO. pH, CH2, CHO. Phenyl ethanol. The another name for that one, phenyl acetaldehyde. Phenyl ethanol, pH, CH2, CHO. If you take 2 equivalents of this phenyl ethanol under basic condition, this is the aldol condensation reaction which leads to this type of alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Okay. Now, see, everyone is studying such type of questions at BSc level or MSc level in different format. Write a short note on Robinson annulation reaction. That type of question we are solving at BSc level or MSc level. Then most of the students, they are unable to write the answer for this particular question. What do you mean by Robinson annulation? How to understand Robinson annulation? To understand Robinson annulation, it requires first Michael addition reaction, and second one is intramolecular aldol condensation reaction. These 2 reactions are involved in Robinson annulation reaction. That's why first of all you should know what do you mean by Michael addition reaction, and second one is intramolecular aldol condensation reaction. Okay, now you have given a product, and if you know the retrosynthetic analysis, just you can cleave this alpha beta unsaturated ketone, you will get this carbonyl group and here CH3, and the starting material will be 1,5-dicarbonyl compounds. You can disconnect from 2,3 bond and you will get respective starting material. But those students who have not studied retrosynthetic analysis, they will face a problem of solving such type of question. See over here, I have given options over here. See, in the A option, alpha beta unsaturated ketone cyclopentanone is given over here, and this diketone, beta diketone, if you carry out some Michael addition type of reaction, you can generate carbanion in this active methylene compound, and it attacks on this beta carbon of cyclopentanone. You will not get at all this kind of product. Similarly, again the same type of same type of diketones, ketoaldehyde, beta ketoaldehyde is there, carbanion formation, it will attack over here, carbanion, and you will not get respective product. Then you will see this D as well, formation of carbanion, it will attack over here, then Michael addition type of reaction takes place, but the methyl group will come at beta carbon, on the beta carbon, which is not required, because we require this methyl group, that's why such type of methyl group is required and form the carbanion over here. By treating with sodium ethoxide, carbanion formation takes place. It will attack on alpha beta unsaturated ketone. You will get 1,5-dicarbonyl compounds and do intramolecular aldol condensation reaction by using sodium hydroxide followed by acid. You will get a respective product by means of Robinson annulation. Like this way, if you have a knowledge of some of basic things, then you can solve such type of question within a minute. Even though this question was asked for 4 marks in many times for SET examination as well as a NET examination. Okay. Now, simple question. This is the question of 12th standard usually, but it was asked in the GATE examination long back, just 10 years before. Predict the product of the following reaction. Everything is given, just we have to find out the product. See, in the first step, what is given? Sodium ethoxide, ethanol. But first of all, you should know the reactivity of this particular substrate, because structure is given, and if you know the reactivity against the base catalyzed reaction, sodium ethoxide, ethanol is given. This sodium ethoxide will form carbanion over here, and once carbanion formation takes place, that carbanion will react with methyl chloride. This methylation takes place over here, methylation. Then followed by C, after methylation, hydrolysis under acidic condition followed by heat. See, you have to take care of both the reaction condition. Hydrolysis of this diester, geminal diester, you will get geminal dicarboxylic acid, and under acidic condition, heating is there, decarboxylation takes place leading to the carboxylic acid. Means one of the carboxylic acid will go on decarboxylation, and in the final product you will get carboxylic acid. Okay, this is the concept. Now accordingly, but the structure is not given, the names are given over here, and accordingly you have to find out the final product. See how to remove two options quickly. See, first A option is ethyl heptanoate. Ethyl heptanoate, it is means they are saying that this ethyl group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they have added one more methyl group. It is not possible. Ethyl heptanoate. Okay, ethyl heptanoate. Then hexanoic acid. No doubt, the parent molecule is hexanoic acid, but we have introduced one more methyl group in the product. That's why hexanoic acid is also not there. Another 2-butyl, 2-methyl propane dioic acid. Means before decarboxylation, whatever product you are getting before decarboxylation, that intermediate is over here, 2-butyl, 2-methyl propane dioic acid. But after decarboxylation, you will get at a 2-position methyl group, and the parent respective long chain carboxylic acid is hexanoic acid. Means your answer is B answer, 2-methyl hexanoic acid. While studying such type of problems, you will learn many more reaction. Okay. Now, very simple problem is over here. In the year of 2017, this question was asked in the GATE examination. Bromination of this particular ketone, and they have not given equivalence of bromine as well as NaOH. They have not provided. If we consider one equivalent of bromine and one equivalent of sodium hydroxide, definitely you will get monobromo ketone. Definitely you will get it. But they have given several options over here. They have given monobromo over here. They have given monobromo over here. They have also given dibromo compound as well as a tribromo. See, accordingly, if they have not provided equivalence, if one equivalent, then definitely you will get amongst these two products. It depends upon what kind of reaction condition, what kind of temperature you have followed here. If excess amount of bromine and NaOH, then you will get this final product, and they are expecting this particular product. How to get a tribromo ketone over here? Okay. Now see, very famous reaction as we are studying in different way. In the following reaction, the major product is, and this question was asked in GATE 2011. A typical example, not only in GATE 2011, but later on in the NET examination also this example was asked. See, if you are not studying this particular reaction in this direction, then also you can able to solve this particular problem. Now, what is the problem? Just read the substrate properly. Read the substrates: cyclohexenone, benzaldehyde, sodium cyanide in catalytic amount, as well as a DMF as a solvent. This is the condition. And if you take these two substrates, they will not react with each other directly, because there is a role of sodium cyanide over here. And if you don't know this particular reaction, then you are unable to solve this particular question. See, sodium cyanide is their mild nucleophile. You can understand mild nucleophile. There are two electrophilic centers are there. One is a cyclohexenone and another one is a benzaldehyde. And if you have studied Ampolung reaction or benzoin condensation reaction, you have studied benzoin condensation, two equivalents of benzaldehyde on reaction with sodium cyanide, formation of benzoin products or alpha hydroxy ketone as a product. Then you have taken 2 equivalents of anisaldehyde, 2 equivalents of toluenealdehyde, but you have not studied two different aldehydes. One is a benzaldehyde, another one is a nitrobenzaldehyde, or one aldehyde is anisaldehyde, another one is a nitrobenzaldehyde. Accordingly, we have not studied that benzoate condensation reaction. That's why we are unable to solve such type of questions. But if you follow some quality books, you will get some different types of examples. If you are reading the books written by the people, those who have not understand basics of organic chemistry, don't read such type of books. That's why my suggestion yesterday, I have given a list of quality books, and if you need soft copies of those books, then I am always ready to give soft copies of those books as well. Okay, now what kind of product over here? See, in the first step, this sodium cyanide will react with benzaldehyde. Sodium cyanide will react with a benzaldehyde. You will get a tetrahedral intermediate pH, CH, O minus, and Cn. That O minus will take the proton and formation of amphenol from electrophilic carbon to nucleophilic carbon. Means you will have pH, C, OH, Cn, and carbon ion. And that carbon ion is soft nucleophile that will attack at beta position, formation of carbon ion at alpha position, and that will take the proton from the alcoholic OH group, and formation of respective ketone takes place over here. Now this is the chemistry behind this one. See over here how to determine the proper product, how to remove unwanted two products given in the question paper. See over here, at alpha position substitution takes place by means of this benzaldehyde, which is not our answer. See here also at alpha position with respect to carbonyl, this is also not correct answer, because this answer may be possible if you treat this substrate with a base, formation of carbon ion, and then attack on benzaldehyde, then only this product is possible. Now the two are remaining. Amongst these two, one is alpha beta unsaturated ketone system, and another one is just simply ketone. Here, after doing the mechanism like a Michael addition type of reaction and abstraction of proton, it is not possible to have an addition of this benzaldehyde group over here. It is not possible at beta carbon, and our product should be ketone, no doubt, but this double bond should not be there. That's why your answer should be D answer. Do you understand this particular problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now another simple problem, the intermediate formed in Mannich reaction. Intermediate formed in Mannich reaction. If the question is asked in the university examination, which intermediate will form in Mannich reaction? Which intermediate will form in Mannich reaction? No one will write the name of that particular intermediate, because no one has studied in that direction. We know Mannich reaction of formaldehyde with secondary amines under acidic condition, formation of that iminium salt, and that iminium salt will react with the compounds which are having labile protons, and formation of respective Mannich base takes place. For example, acetone on reaction with formaldehyde and dimethylamine in presence of acid, formation of CS3CO, CH2, CH2, NME2. This is a Mannich base. Then what could be the name of that particular intermediate? See here. If I know the remaining options, see over here. Carbene. Everyone is studying carbene formation, how to form carbene. And carbon generally forms in several reactions. One of the reaction is Simon-Smith reaction. Or dichlorocarbene in Rimmer-Timmer reaction. In Mannich reaction, no carbene formation. Okay, azirine intermediate. Let me know in which reaction azirine intermediate formation takes place. Hello, students. Have you heard about azirine intermediate? Azirine intermediate. Hello?
Sir, Neber reaction?
Yeah, Neber rearrangement. Correct. Neber rearrangement only gives azirine intermediate. Yeah. But see, before that one, as like carbene in azurine intermediate. How azurine intermediate forms? See the tosyl derivative of ketoxines, which are having alpha hydrogen atom on reaction with the base, formation of azurine intermediate takes place, and that azurine intermediate on hydrolysis, acid hydrolysis, you will get alpha amino ketone. That is the neighbor rearrangement. Okay, this in managed reaction, no azurine. Cyclopropane ring. Cyclopropane ring, again in Simon-Smith reaction, cyclopropanation takes place, cyclopropane ring formation takes place, or in Koren-Tchaikovsky reaction also cyclopropanation takes place. Then Eschen-Moser salt. That, see the intermediate reaction of secondary amine with secondary amine with formaldehyde. Under acidic condition, whatever that iminium salt formation takes place, that iminium salt is nothing but Eschen-Moser salt. Because first of all, Eschen-Moser have deduced this particular intermediate and just manage how utilize that particular intermediate for managed reaction. That's why Eschen-Moser salt will form in managed reaction. Okay. Now the next question. Which among the following compounds will form Grignard reagent with magnesium and dry ether?
Option A.
Hello?
Option A, sir.
Option is.
Which type of, which either A, B, C or D or all or A, B, C? Or now I can modify the question over here. I can modify the question. Which of the following compounds will not form Grignard reagent with magnesium triether? Which among the following compounds will not form Grignard reagent with magnesium and triether? Just I have modified the question. If this question is for 1 mark, then within 1 minute you have to solve this question. Now see, as we have studied how to make Grignard reagent, you can take any alkyl halide or aryl halide, treat on magnesium in presence of dry ether, you will get oxidative insertion of that particular magnesium takes place and formation of RMGX. Either alkyl, if alkyl halide is there, then you will get alkyl group, carbonyl will be there and Mg plus and Cl will be there. Accordingly, see over here. As my question is, which among the following compounds will not form? See, in bromobenzene, we will get PHMGBr. PHMGBr. Okay, no doubt. And we have studied n number of reactions of PHMGBr. Similarly, for this metadibromobenzene also gives dianion over here, dianion formation in both cases. In para as well, dianion formation takes place after treating with the magnesium. However, this orthodibromobenzen, at one side you have a MGBr, means carbonyl will be there, and that carbonyl will come towards here and elimination of this Br takes place, means formation of benzene intermediate. Formation of benzene intermediate will take place in case of C. In case of orthodibromobenzen, it means that this compound will not form Grignard reagent with magnesium and triether. This will be the answer of this particular question. Okay, and now simple example. This example you will see in the book of Claydon, first edition of Claydon at the left side in the box, because this is a specific example of dinone-phenol rearrangement, and we are studying dinone-phenol rearrangement from long back. But the substituents at this position, similar type of substituents, either methyl group or phenyl groups, or phenyl group and methyl group, or some cyclic cyclopentane system, that type of examples we have seen, and accordingly migration of one of the group. If phenyl and methyl group is there, accordingly we are migrating methyl group and formation of respective product. We have seen that particular product. See, now here two different groups are there, and under acidic condition we know the mechanism for dinone-phenol rearrangement. Protonation takes place and shifting of one of the double bond over here and formation of carbocation, and once carbocation formation takes place, then one of the group will migrate towards this position and then deprotonation and formation of fully aromatic system. fully aromatic system because the name itself, the name of the rearrangement is dienol-phenol rearrangement. Dienol-phenol rearrangement. See here. See in the C option and D option, there is no any aromatic system. See, there is no any phenol. See over here, these two carbons are saturated, aliphatic carbons are there. Means accordingly, we can remove this C and D option easily within a 1 minute, within a fraction of second. Now remaining two options are there. In A option, see over here, migration of carboethoxy group towards this carbocation. And in B option, migration of phenyl ring towards this carbocation. See, means here formation of carbocation takes place over here, and if that carbocation attached to the phenyl ring, means that can be stabilized by means of that phenyl group. That carbocation can be stabilized by means of that phenyl group. Phenyl group is electron donating, highly electron donating species. Stabilization of that carbocation takes place by means of phenyl group. That's why migration of carboethoxy group takes place rather than migration of phenyl ring. Do you understand this example, students? Those who have studied this particular reaction, dienol-phenol rearrangement, they can know very well. Now the next question, in the multi-step synthesis given below, the overall yield for the formation of D from A is. Such type of questions have been asked for many times in SAT examination, in a NET examination, as well as a GATE examination. Just they have changed the percentage of yield over here for every steps. As we are doing the experiments in the laboratory, as yesterday I told you that if single step transformation is there, accordingly we can determine the yield of that particular step. As we know the molecular weight of starting material, molecular weight of the product, and what kind of equivalence we have given over here. Accordingly, we can find out the yield of that first step, second step, third step. But even though the students are receiving the PhD degree and while giving PhD viva examination, if their synthesis is the multi-step and the question may be asked, what is the overall yield of that particular product, then students are unable to give answer of that particular question because they have not studied in that way. Here, this is the example asked in the NET, GATE and SET examination. See, the A starting material is converted into B, B is converted into C, C is converted into D. The yield of B is 90%, B to C is 80%, and C to D is 50%. Do you have any idea about how to calculate the overall yield? Hello, student friends.
36%, sir.
Yeah, 36%.
36%, sir.
Yeah, it's a simple. Whatever it may be, the yield of each and every step, just 90% take 0.9. This 80% 0.8 multiply 0.98 with with 0.8. That comes 0.72. Multiply that 0.72 with 0.5. Then you will get 0.36 multiplied by 100. Multiply by 100, you will get 36%. This is a simple, within a fraction of minutes, you will get 4 marks. You will get 4 marks. It means there is no need to do any kind of calculations if the numbers are given like this way, the yield of the reactions given like this way. If the yields maybe 77, then 89, then suppose 35%, then you have to do calculations with the help of calculator. Okay, now very famous reaction, and fortunately we have given this particular reaction in our curriculum long back in the year of 2010, and later on many times the question was asked on this particular transformation. Okay, I don't know in your curriculum this particular reaction is there or not. I don't know, but students can tell me whether this reaction is there or not. Those who have completed their master program, they knows only. And those who have not completed their master program, I think they may not have studied this particular reaction as well. Okay, see, if I have not studied that particular reaction, then how to solve? How to utilize the logic? See, here in the final product, what is given? Ketone and alkene is given. Ketone and alkene, and that alkene olefin is in the form of Z. Z olefin is there. And see the number of carbons present in the starting material and number of carbons present in the product. Number of carbons, I'm saying, see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 carbons are there. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 carbons are there. Okay, total 12 carbons are there. And see over here, if I start the number, giving number from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, consider 4 number. See over here, 1, 2, 3, at 4 carbon, there that carbon gets converted into carbonyl. Means breaking of this carbon-carbon double bond will take place. Then this 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. At 8 and 9, there is a double bond. Means opening of this cyclopentene ring, and there is a carbon-carbon double bond formation over here, and this carbon gets converted into carbonyl group. Now, if I have not studied that particular reaction, then I want to get 4 marks, because that 4 marks can change my total entire career. Because of that 4 marks, I will get qualified in JRF category. If I have lose those 4 marks, then I will lose that JRF category, and again I will come towards the NET LS category. See over here. Now, see, trans-olefin is there. Trans-olefin. How I will get trans-olefin? If you have studied reduction topic very well. Reduction of alkyne, if disubstituted alkyne is there, into Z-olefin and E-olefin. How we will get E-olefin, trans-olefin? Then by using that Birch reduction reaction condition, Birch reduction, lithium, ammonia, we will get trans-olefin. However, if we reduce that alkyne by means of Lindlar catalyst, that is hydrogen, palladium on barium sulfate, see over here, this hydrogen, palladium on carbon, reduction of alkyne to alkane takes place. That is not a controlled reaction condition. Means we can remove this 2 and 3 option quickly. 2 and 3 quickly. Now we have a choice of 1 and 2. 1 and 2. The only choice, 1 and 4 choice is there. And the last option, D option, hydrogen, palladium on barium sulfate. This Lindlar catalyst, again same, hydrogen, palladium on barium sulfate or barium carbonate is used. C means either 1 option or 4 option. Now, last thing is the same. Then C condition is the same. B condition is the same. Just we have to see about the A condition. A condition. See, as there may be carbonyl group formation over here, means they may have carried out epoxidation type of reaction and opening of that epoxide and converted into some alkyne. See, as we know, epoxidation of alpha beta unsaturated ketone, 2 reaction conditions are there, because this alpha beta unsaturated ketone, that alkene is electron deficient alkene. Electron deficient alkenes never epoxidized by means of metachloroperbenzoic acid, because metachloroperbenzoic acid is a electrophilic reagent, and here your alkene is a highly deficient alkene. That's why you need electron rich epoxidation reagent. Means MCPBA never carried out epoxidation of this alpha beta unsaturated ketone. That's why hydrogen peroxide and NaOH, you will get peroxide ion. Attack of that peroxide ion at this position, then carbon ion will form, and that carbon ion will attack on oxygen, elimination of hydroxide ion and formation of epoxide takes place. Means now, without knowing that particular reaction, then also I can solve that particular question, and if I am spending 4 minutes to solve such type of questions, I will get 4 marks easily. Okay, now I will tell you that name of that particular reaction. Eschenmoser-Tanabe fragmentation reaction. Eschenmoser-Tanabe fragmentation reaction, or sometimes it is called as Eschenmoser fragmentation reaction. Have you studied Eschenmoser? Hello? Sapna, whether Eschen-Moser reaction is in your curriculum or not?
No, sir.
Now you start preparation of that particular reaction, Eschen-Moser reaction. Okay,
Yes.
what Eschen-Moser reaction? Conversion of alpha epoxy tosyl hydrazone. See the last condition. This hydrogen peroxide and NaOH will form epoxide over here. Then second step, this tosyl hydrazide. Reaction of this tosyl hydrazide with this ketone group takes place and formation of tosyl hydrazone. Means alpha epoxy tosyl hydrazone. On reaction with acid. See, acid is there. Protonation of that epoxide takes place and acetate ion will abstract the proton from that NH group and the electrons will come towards here and formation of oxygen and again it will come back and opening of that ring takes place and formation of alkyne and reduction of that alkyne leading towards the Z-olefin by means of Lindlar catalyst. That's why this 4 option is a correct option as compared to first option. That's why keep in mind this Eschen-Moser reaction in future. Now see over here, this is the best example I want to discuss over here before talking on opportunities in chemistry. Okay. If this question is asked for 4 marks, which could be the proper answer? Yes, take 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes as per your wish and try to solve this particular question. Yes, which option is correct option? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no one is giving answer or all are muted. That's why they may not able to give answer of this particular question. But I think Sapna, you can check in the chat box and you can tell me the answer because I'm not seeing chat box.
Sure, sir.
Which could be the correct answer?
Yes, C. Third option is C.
Third option, people are saying that. Now, yeah. Just who may have given this answer is the correct answer. Okay, means he has studied this particular reaction in proper way. Now, we will discuss one by one. Why that third answer is a correct answer. Third answer is a correct answer. Why not remaining answers? See over here. This sodium borohydride BF3 thread, Lewis acid is there. Sodium borohydride BF3 thread, what it will do? As we have studied reactions of sodium borohydride, it reduces carbonyl compounds to aldehydes. Carbonyl compounds to aldehyde along with, if Lewis acid is used, then ester can be reduced into alcohol. See, ester can be reduced into alcohol, means we will have a CH2OH group over here. And that is not required for us and followed by reaction with methyl magnesium bromide. That is useless thing over here. Useless thing. Now, second choice. Now we will shift towards fourth option. In fourth case, first of all, we have to find out what could be the A reaction condition. That A reaction condition is given trimethyl aluminum, then MeNH-OMe. This first step means reaction of this ester group with MeNH-OMe. This will react with this one and formation of some amide type and then reaction with methyl magnesium bromide. We will have a respective amide and then reduction of lithium aluminum hydride. And we know very well lithium aluminum hydride reduces amides of both sides, which never gives this ketone, which never gives this particular ketone. Now, second choice. In second also, boron PHF complex is given. And one should know the applications of boron. This boron reduces amide, boron reduces carboxylic acid, boron reduces amides, boron reduces carboxylic acid. Okay, boron reduces carboxylic acid in presence of ester. Boron reduces carboxylic acid in presence of ester. Boron reduces amide in presence of ester. In presence of ester. Okay, because we need in the product ketone group and we need this pyrrolidine ring. This pyrrolidine ring. And if we consider this boron, reduction of this pyrrolidinone ring to pyrrolidine, no doubt. But the second step is important. Two equivalents of methyl lithium is over here. Means you will get a tertiary alcohol over here. Tertiary alcohol, and we don't want tertiary alcohol. Now remaining option is the correct option. See over here, boron reduces this amide to pyrrolidine ring. In B step, first step, sodium hydroxide means hydrolysis of that ester group takes place. Hydrolysis, we will get carboxylic acid, and then reaction of carboxylic acid with the two equivalents of methyl lithium. And while studying organometallic chemistry, particularly organolithium compounds, reaction of any carboxylic acid with two equivalents of organolithium, particularly methyl lithium, formation of ketone takes place. Because the equivalent of COOH is there, that COOH, that acidic proton can be abstracted by means of methyl group, we will have a COOLI formation takes place. And another equivalent of methyl group, nucleophilic attack on that C carbon, we will have another O minus Li, then elimination takes place and formation of directly ketone. Many times we are asking the question to the students, how will you prepare acetophenone from benzoic acid? Acetophenone from benzoic acid, students are giving somewhat a different answer. The simple answer is there. You treat that benzoic acid. Now I am taking another example. Your answer third is correct. Who has given that particular answer is the correct answer. Now I am discussing how to convert benzoic acid into acetophenone. Benzoic acid into acetophenone. Treat that benzoic acid with two equivalents of methyl lithium. You will get acetophenone. This is one of the way. Another way, convert that benzoic acid to benzoyl chloride. Benzoic acid to benzoyl chloride and treat with organocadmium reagent, means dimethyl cadmium. You may have studied organocadmium also. You will get a respective ketone, that is acetophenone. This is the second method. Third method, you can treat that benzoyl chloride with Gilman reagent. That is dimethyl copper lithium. Again, you will get acetophenone. Then fourth one, you can treat that benzoyl chloride with dimethyl zinc. Again, it will give you that acetophenone, but under some certain reaction condition at lower temperature, only this organozinc reagent gives acetophenone. Means now I have discussed how to utilize organolithium reagent for the conversion of acid to ketone. Here, methyl lithium reaction of carboxylic acid with methyl lithium two equivalents, you will get corresponding ketone. And this question was recently asked in the examination. That's why I have given this particular transformation. Organic chemistry is a vast chemistry. It's a difficult to know each and everything, and I have collection of more than 5 lakhs such type of problems with me without answer. That is important. Without answer, because to write answers for all the questions is difficult, but I'm always ready to discuss such type of organic transformations, multi-step organic transformations, and the task, whatever task given by me, given by Dr. Thaides sir and the organizing students, especially Sapna, she has asked me regarding how to learn organic chemistry. Just I have given over here just introductory part, how to learn organic chemistry with the help of problem solving approach. See, if I have considered over here 1 or 2 named reactions from yesterday, I could able to complete only 4 to 5 named reactions or 4 to 5 reagents, or I can able to finish only small chapter, small unit, some part. That's why I have not taken that particular point over here for discussion. That's why usually I used to consider how to become master in organic chemistry through problem solving approach. And keep in mind, grindstone sharpest knives, problem solving sharpest minds. And one more mantra, keep in mind, group discussion study. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Keep in this mantra in your mind and discuss the organic chemistry amongst your friends as well as with your teacher. With this, we will stop for this particular discussion, and we'll start another part, that is what kind of career after completion of post-graduation or graduation in chemistry. That part we will discuss from this particular moment. Sapna, can we stop over here? And
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
yeah. Just I will close this presentation and I will open another one. Yeah, meantime, if you have any queries, oh sorry, I have forgotten to keep open that particular presentation for some time. Yeah, if you have any doubts. Because we have to switch over from organic chemistry to somewhat different point. I could not able to see the chat box.
Anybody wants to ask any questions, so they can write in chat box as well.
Sir, how to remember reactions properly?
Yeah, very good question. Very good question. How to remember reaction properly. See, if your preparation is properly, then you can remember forever. If you are prepared today, some 10-15 reaction today, suppose you are prepared by yourself without any kind of discussion, and if you want to remember tomorrow, then it will be difficult to remember those named reactions. But if you are prepared today 5 named reactions and you have discussed with 5 different friends or same friend, then you will not forget forever. This is a mantra of learning organic chemistry. Do you got this idea? Because I can tell continuously around 1000 named reactions without taking help of any kind of book or any kind of source. But I have discussed those reactions for many times. If you are prepared,
We got confused in reagents also, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which
confusion.
reagents we have?
Correct. It's a good question again. The same type of feelings for reagents as well. Which reagent we have to use for that particular transformation? That's why you should know the reactivity of the substrate. Accordingly, you have to choose the reagent. For example, if you want to convert primary alcohol to aldehyde, which reagent you will prefer? See, there are several reagents. Someone will think about potassium dichromate, but potassium dichromate is not a suitable reagent. That's why you should know the reactivity of that particular reagent. Not only substrate, but also the properties of that particular reagent. Okay, see, potassium dichromate is a strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes primary alcohol to carboxylic acid. Then you have to think about somewhat milder reagent. Chromium trioxide or Jones reagent. Jones reagent is highly acidic reagent and prepared in presence of sulfuric acid and water. Conversion of that primary alcohol to first aldehyde, and that aldehyde gets converted suddenly to carboxylic acid. Means that reagent is not a suitable reagent. Another thing, if you have taken PFC and PCC, because this PFC means pyridinium fluorochromate or pyridinium chlorochromate. These 2 reagents was discovered by E.J. Corey. See, PFC and PCC, they have prepared by the reaction of pyridine, chromium trioxide and HCl. Means somewhat acid is there, or PFC, pyridine, HF and chromium trioxide. Means some trace amount of acid is there. That's why you have to use buffer. Means sodium acetate, like that way one has to use buffer. See, if your substrate contains some tertiary alcohol and primary alcohol is also there. Tertiary as well as primary, two alcohols are there, and you want to oxidize primary alcohol in presence of tertiary. No doubt we have studied tertiary alcohol never get oxidized. Never get oxidized. See, but your reagent is acidic reagent. No doubt your primary alcohol get converted into aldehyde along with dehydration type of reaction may take place for that tertiary alcohol elimination type of reaction. That's why this PCC and PFC is not suitable. Then go for Collins reagent. Then go for Swern oxidation reagent. Then go for IBX. Then go for Des-Martin-Paraudinin reagent. Okay, like this way, such type of reagent you have to select. And while selection of this reagent, again you have to think about the selectivity, reactivity of those reagents as well. Now, see, in some of the cases, selection of reagent is also important. Very nice question, how to select particular reagent. Your preparation should be in detail, in depth. In-depth preparation is required for selection of suitable reagent. That's why learning organic chemistry can be done by means of quality books, reference books, not from textbooks. Textbook is like breakfast. Textbook is like a breakfast, and if you want to do lunch or dinner, then you have to use reference books. This is my personal suggestion to all of you. Yeah, is there any another question? Yeah, someone have asked the question, sir, how to deal to tackle with the selectivity in every reaction. Yeah, selectivity is the major issue. Yeah, selectivity. That's why while considering any named reaction, any reagent or rearrangement, your substrate may contain one functional group or many functional groups. One functional group or many functional group. Like this one example, I can give one example. If you have you want to learn manganese dioxide as an oxidizing agent. What it do, manganese dioxide, it oxidizes allylic and benzylic alcohol in presence of primary or secondary alcohols. Allylic and benzylic alcohols only. Allylic and benzylic alcohols. Selectivity is important over here. That's why you should know the selectivity of each and every reagent. See, for example, Des-Martin-Paraudinin reagent, if you are studying, is it in your syllabus, Des-Martin-Paraudinin or IBX?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, this Des-Martin-Paraudinin is highly selective reagent, selective oxidation of primary in presence of secondary, as well as you can have a Swern oxidation reagent because Swern oxidation reaction, that reaction is highly selective if you have a primary and another one is secondary. If you maintain the equivalence of the reagent and temperature, because in Swern oxidation minus 78 degree is required. Minus 70 degree is required. That's why temperature is also important to carry out the oxidation of primary alcohol in presence of secondary alcohol. Another question, sir, sometime get the answer but confused in stereochemistry of the product. Yeah. See, stereochemistry is important nowadays for those who are appearing for NET examination. Always you have to think about the selectivity. Selectivity, chemoselectivity, regioselectivity, as well as stereoselectivity. And to understand the stereochemistry, you should read a stereochemistry topic from quality books, not from the books written by the, I will not take the names of those peoples, but if you read, if you understand stereochemistry in proper way, if you draw the chair form, board form, or orientation of that particular molecule and the reactivity of the reagent, accordingly you can find out the respective product along with chiral center. See, that's why stereochemistry along with asymmetric synthesis, you should understand asymmetric synthesis as well. Then only you can able to draw the proper answer of that particular question. Asymmetric synthesis. If you read some stereoselective reactions, specific books are there on stereoselective reactions. While studying this hydroboration reaction, simple hydroboration reaction, if your alkene is a chiral, and we are carrying out hydroboration reaction, your alcohol should be chiral. Okay, if your substrate is having one chiral center, one chiral center, exclusively you will get only one isomer as a major isomer, because the orientation of incoming that particular hydroxyl group depends upon the steric hindrance of that methyl group. From which phase, C phase, re phase, that axial equatorial is important thing over here. Okay, what we are studying in stereochemistry, we are studying only in stereochemistry how to determine E configuration, Z configuration, or RS and EZ, and the stability of cyclohexane, 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, axial, equatorial. But beyond that, one has to learn the stereochemistry. That is also important thing. Okay, is there any another question?